So there's quite a few things that I've learned from tumbling rocks, and if I can pass along any one message, it would be that got to completely get all the grit out of any cracks and crevices for each stage. And what I've done, or what I've learned to do, that has made the biggest difference is to tumble the rocks with water for quite some time after you rinse them off. So here are my rocks tumbling in this 12-pound tumbler, and I'm going to take them out. They've been tumbling now with water for a good day and a half, and this is the second rinse cycle I'm doing here. So we'll see if the water this time comes out any more clear. Alrighty, so I just took the lid off, and you can see here, after a day and a half of tumbling in clear water, and this is the second time that I have changed the water out, still pretty dirty. So I'm gonna rinse this out again and let it tumble overnight again and see if I can get more of the grit out, because I'm telling you, they will not polish if you contaminate the water and the rocks with the more coarse grit as you go. I'm gonna continue rinsing these off from this step 2 stage, and they're looking pretty nice. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to rinse my bucket out pretty good, clean it pretty good or pretty well, and then run them in water for a good day or so. Get all the grit out of all those little crevices that some of them might have that can mess up your whole batch. Okay, so now I've just completed a week of the 500 grit in here, and gonna just get this all cleaned out and rinse the rocks and see what they're looking like, and seeing if they're starting to take a little bit of a shine, and throw away anything that's cracked or is going to mess up my batch from being completely shined and polished. Alrighty, so I tend to have better luck with these plastic drainers or strainers because they don't tend to scratch my rocks up. I mean, I'm not saying you can't use a metal one, and I do in the earlier stages, so go right ahead if you do, but I just had better luck with these plastic ones, or rubber. This is like a silicone one, rubber one. So, rinsing these off. And can look at some of these. Still need to rinse them off a bit more, but just taking a little bit of a peek. This was actually some petrified wood I found in New Mexico, and I just sliced it up into smaller pieces. And let's see, got interesting things in here. Like this is some agate that I ordered from Etsy. some Botswana agate, because actually Botswana doesn't send or sell agate anymore, the raw agate. You'd have to buy a piece of art already created. But if you can find like an Etsy seller that still has some raw Botswana agate, then you can get some. And I just wanted to see how it would tumble. Some more petrified wood. It's looking gorgeous. Some brecciated jasper with some agate in there. Lots of petrified wood pieces. Oh yeah. Some more colorful petrified wood. Some more agate. All right. These are looking good. All right, so I will go through these and I will discard anything that looks like it will kind of mess up the batch if it's in here. I'll make sure, I'll probably go through and brush pieces like this out to make sure I've gotten everything out of that crack in there. I don't want any grit remaining in there to mess up anything, or to carry it to the next final batch where I'm gonna put in some 1200 aluminum oxide. So this jasper's just gorgeous. All right, so I'm gonna continue rinsing it, and then I'm going to rinse out this bucket, and I'm going to fill it up with water and some plastic pellets, and I'm gonna tumble it for another day with just water, and let's see how dirty it gets. Now, when I was cleaning this out and trying to get everything out of this hole here, I accidentally, if you can see that, I got too close with my hose, and you can see the metal scrapes on here now. So this one I am going to set aside. I am not going to quite tumble that into my final batch. I'm gonna probably restart it at a lower, or a much lower grit stage. But we'll see if there are any other pieces in here that, let me just scrub this a little bit more. So pretty. I can't wait for these to be done. Ah, so pretty. They're looking good. Looking good. But you can tell when they start to dry, they still don't have a polish. They're still a little bit cloudy, if you can see that. They're not like they look when they're wet, like this side. So you need to keep tumbling them. You can see the difference there from the dry side and the wet side. So this is after 500 grit, and gotta keep going. Now I've got the water a little bit higher than I'm gonna have it. I've just filled it up a little extra just so you can see how clear it is right now. And I'm gonna get some more of those pellets out of there. But for now, they're fine to stay because I'm just going to tumble it for probably half a day or a day. And I'll show you again all the grit that comes out of the crevices in here that I didn't see or didn't find or tried to scrub out and thought I got. It's amazing. So we'll see what it looks like tomorrow. Okay, after a day of tumbling here, you can see how dirty the water is, so I'm going to drain it out and put some fresh water in there and tumble it again. Still pretty dirty after another day of tumbling. Still pretty dirty after another day of tumbling. And just water. So that's 2 days of just tumbling in water after the 500 grit. So still trying to clean them off. Finally got the water clear and added my 1200 grit aluminum oxide powder, and I'm gonna tumble for about 7 days. We'll see how it turns out. And here are my polished rocks all finished, and look at the shine that they have. They turned out amazing. So I will go through some of these with you and show you. This is some petrified wood. Look how nice. Look at that shine. Beautiful. It's a different kinds of petrified wood in here. Look at that. Beautiful. I'm hoping the camera picks up the shine on here. They're just so nice. Okay, let's see. This is, you can tell this is a different type of petrified wood, different species of tree. And then of course there's some petrified wood with the agate veins going through. And some pretty jasper. Pretty jasper, agate in there. Look at the pattern on this one. So cool. Wow. Some more jasper. Just look at that cool pattern on this jasper. It's one of my favorite pieces. So pretty. This is some agatized wood with beautiful colors in it. Some more agates. I'm going to have to take some photos of some of these. They're just gorgeous.